Every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Say if you a bad bitch, put your hands up high. Hands up high. Hands up high. Tell them dim the lights down right now. Put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark room perfume. Go.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you, and you're in the mood for empathy. There's blood in my pen. Better yet, with your friends and them. I really wanna know you all. I really wanna show you off. Fuck God, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and your girl in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. She wanna go and party. Nigga, don't approach her with that Atari. Nigga, that ain't good game, homie, sorry. They say conversation rule the nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. I know you want you want. Oh, what a justice. Put it in the song, alright. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I know you want you want. Oh, what a justice. Put it in the song, alright.
Taking notes on my keyboard, what you bothering me for? There's a room for what you following me for? Sing a fucking sing along. So girl, what you singing for? 'Cause I'm blowing like a seaford. My seaford, money, more money. 35 G's in the trash, they rolling. 325, good time girls, with a handful of girls, and they're all so fun. Bring some poison, rainbow sun. Nice handshake, first night from mine. All our friends, first night from mine. Flipping, they loving the crew, they loving the crew, they loving the crew. Oh, they loving the crew, oh, they loving the crew, they loving the crew, they loving the crew, they loving the crew. Taking notes on my keyboard, what you bothering me for? There's a room for the niggas, what you following me for? Sing a fucking sing along. So girl, what you singing for? 'Cause you blow like a seaford. My seaford. Where'd you go? Oh, you know how I've been living without you. Daydreaming on a cloud with you like the horizon. With you tonight is on an island. It's about time for waking up. Found you wasn't with me waking up. Now you feel said I couldn't miss your touch. I needed to distance myself from you. I was just in love with you. So confused, won't you? Can I tell you something for what it's worth? We've had it, lights on. I'm so anxious just to feel the silence. It's so quiet, but I hear you. Say it to me, baby. Say our time we're making up time. The times you wasn't really waking up. Now you never said I couldn't miss you touch. I needed to distance myself from you. I was just alone with you. So come close, won't you? Won't you? Can I tell you something for what it's worth? We've had days on I'll show you something, give you more than words. We've had days on please be don't just be nothing to me. I want you to give to me, yeah. Please be don't just be nothing to me, yeah. I want you to give to me, yeah.
Every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Say if you a bad bitch, put your hands up high. Hands up high, hands up high. Tell them turn the lights down right now. Put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark room perfume. Go.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you and you're in the mood for empathy. It's blood in my pen. Better yet with your friends and them. I really wanna know you all. I really wanna show you off. Fuck God, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and your girl in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. She wanna go and party. Nigga don't approach her with that Atari. Nigga that ain't good game home is sorry. They say conversation ruin a nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it.
Only been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months. Been gone for a year, only know like once. Life move fast and you do what you want. I guess I'm doing what I want. Hope you doing what you want. What you want?
My new bitch look like Tyler Perry, but she don't love me, she too scary. My old bitch fun like Jackie Brown. I wanna know if she too down. Will you be my leading lady? I want a contract, yeah, no maybe. In the meantime,
It's not going where I want.
just some me time.
Hope you doing what you want.
Crib by the beach like Odell. No, but mom, my killers don't tell. Shadow my mom, cause I knew you off the shelf. Now my bitch is Chanel. Will you be my leading lady? I wanna contract and get a little maybe. In the meantime,
It's not going where I want.
get some me time.
Hope you doing what you want. Only been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months. Been gone for a year, only know like once. Life move fast and you do what you want.
In the meantime,
It's not going where I want.
get some me time.
You doing what you want.
In the meantime,
It's not going where I want.
get some me time.
You doing what you want.
Maybe I'll love myself, I don't know. Leave me here, I'll fuck myself. See me in the mirror, I duck myself. Don't need much, so fuck my wealth.
I need you in the morning, but I need you now. Yeah, I know I get it what you need. I know what you like. I feel it coming. Tell me that the answer. I try to reach you, and I need some lessons. I need to give it all. I try to live, but I can't. I don't know why I don't want. Drop me out of my mind. Don't need no other body. Don't need no other body. Only you feel on my body. Only you feel on my body. You don't need no other body.
Then I need a message of my mind. And I need if you get free up your mind. Say your body talk to me nice. Saying I'm my love, you didn't need for your life. Yeah, our love no be like. Say every day together, yeah, day and night. Yeah, if I leave, you go by. Yeah, if you leave, I go. Love me your body, baby. Love me your body, baby. And you're whining your body, baby. So crazy. Love me your body, baby. Girl, you want need me. I just wanna let you know. Hope every day.
Don't need no other body. Don't need no other body. Only you feel on my body. Only you feel on my body.
Whole team shining stars, big dip. Get a lot of haystack gang in the city.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey y'all. Happy Monday. Come on in, double tap that screen. Hey baby Candy in the bushes. Getting ready for okay. All right, keep it cute. Hey Nanya. Hey Miss Lynn. Who else we got in the building? Let me see. Let me see. Champagne Honey. I did not know that you had a channel if you're still in here. I did not know. Good to know. I have subscribed from this channel and the T channel. And when I get off of here, I'm going to go and subscribe for my other channels. I share her out, y'all, on my community wall. Y'all go check out Champagne Honey's channel and show your girl some support. She is a true sipper. I did not know she had a channel. Or did I know and forget? I don't know. I don't think I knew. I don't think I knew. But anywho, we are here. We're back on this channel for the new year. I think this is the first live. Hold on, let me cut this thing off. Cut my little heat off that I had on my feet. Um, yeah, this is the first live I think over here for the 2026. Happy to be back over here. Hope everybody's doing good so far. Y'all listen. Y'all know whenever something break over here in my neck of the woods, I have to cover it. Okay, if I know about it or I find out about it, if it's trending, I'm definitely gonna cover it. What's up, Melissa? Puff Puff Pass. Hi, yours truly. How you doing? How you doing? Y'all come on in and double tap the screen for you, girl. So yes, this right here, this story we're about to cover, it happened. Yeah, here, my neck of the woods. That church is not too. The church. We're gonna get into it. All right, so I saw this story. I think a couple of days ago. I think it's about at this point a week old, if not more. It's a little old, but well, it's not old actually. It just happened about a week ago. But Breaking Bad is here. Thank you, girl. Thank you. So as usual with the truth, I got a way of doing things on my channels, and I think at this point y'all know that I have. Y'all can pretty much call out, you know, call out my how I do things and things of that nature. Y'all know I'm gonna be late. Yeah, I know I'm gonna be late. It's just is what it is. Y'all just know me by now, but it's just like with other stories. This story, I have not. To be honest, I come on this channel. I react to stuff that I haven't listened to all the details on, and then once we listen to it together and we get into it, I then go do a whole lot of research. What's up, man? Didn't nobody actually say the word. I mean, I said puff puff pass, but hey, that would bring you out. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yes, y'all. So this story happened about a week ago. Hey, Nene Nicole. Hey, girl. About a week ago, and it happened. It's right here in my city. Um, let me read. Let me read. Let me read something real quick. Oh, we're going to cover Big A's trial. Candy corn, baby candy. Of course we will, honey. That will be the trial of the 2026. We're gonna cover, we're gonna cover the shenanigans over on the T channel. Then we will cover the whole courtroom mayhem over here, baby. We do it. We do. Hold on, y'all. I gotta stop doing what I do. Anywho, yeah. So I forgot what the fuck I was saying. You know, I'm so easily distracted. You will say what I got all the time. Oh, you talking to yours too? Okay, y'all, let's get into it. So yeah, we're gonna listen. No, oh, I said I was gonna read something real quick. Let me read something real quick, y'all, to get a kind of like a, oh, cause you know I'm gonna go to the clips. Got to do the clips. Got to do the clips. But I'm gonna read an overview of what's going on here. Okay, and we're gonna get into it. Let's see. This AI on Google is the best. Okay, I'm not finna. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I do know what it is. I ain't. Anywho, let me read. Okay. Good morning, Lady Marie. Good morning. Melissa, we were matched over yonder on the T channel. We in court now. What was the reason she shot him? Was he cheating? Well, according to what I, listened to so far and what I've read so far, allegedly he was abusing her. Domestic violence is what they're saying, but um, ew, it's a complex situation. Let's listen to me. I'm gonna read this right quick, y'all. Okay, I'm sitting in the truth car. I'll be back in. All right, so this guy's name, the preacher, the Aquarius Green. The Aquarius Green. He was 31 years old. He was a 31-year-old pastor, which for me is telling. 31 years old and a pastor. They always say domestic violence when a man get killed. Hey Trey. I mean, hello Mark. The Aquarius Green, a 31-year-old pastor from the Montgomery area, was fatally shot in a domestic incident in late December 2025 in Level Plains, Alabama. Now, Level Plains, Alabama is like a hop and a skip, not even a jump over from Montgomery. Okay. He died from his injuries on December 27, 2025. So apparently he was shot. I think he was shot on the 23rd, I want to say. He was actually shot on the 23rd. He didn't pass away until the 27th. Details of the incident. The victim, Pastor Aquarius Green of the Elba Zion Missionary Baptist Church location. The shooting occurred in a home in the Freedom Heights neighborhood of Level Plains, which is in Dale County, just outside of Montgomery. The alleged shooter is his wife, Quinteria Massey, was reportedly involved in the shooting. The Dale County Sheriff's Office is investigating the case, but no charges. Zilch. No charges have been filed at this time. Authorities have indicated the shooting may have been a case of justified self defense, and the matter will likely be presented to a grand jury. Court records indicate Green, now listen to this, y'all. Mhm. Court records indicate Green had previously faced three domestic violence charges in 2025, which were later dismissed after the alleged victim declined to testify. A woman had also filed for a protection order alleging he repeatedly assaulted her, including during a pregnancy. It was reported that the couple's children were present at the home when the tragedy occurred. The community has been mourning the loss of the pastor, while the incident has also sparked discussions about domestic violence and the support systems available for those involved in abusive situations. All right. So let's get into the first clip of the day. Okay. If y'all have any questions,
Put them in the chat. If I can answer them, I will. If not, we'll find them out together. Make sure y'all double tap the screen. Support your girl. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. Let's listen.
On December 23rd, Green, who had a history of domestic violence arrests, died Saturday.
I don't know if I want to slow this down or not. Let's just roll with it. Listen.
He was shot by a woman with whom he had a romantic relationship with and shared at least one child. Houston County Court information also reveals that 3 domestic violence charges Green faced last year were dismissed because the alleged victim used to testify. Protection order filing alleged that Green struck a woman when she was pregnant.
December 23rd, 2025. Morning. Level Plains, Alabama. A pastor lies bleeding on his bedroom floor. His children, watching. The woman who pulled the trigger? His wife. But here's what the congregation didn't know. 3 arrests. 3 dismissed charges. 1 terrified woman who'd begged for help. 4 days later, Pastor Aquarius Green was dead. No arrest was made, because sometimes the law calls it murder, and sometimes it is called survival. The question isn't whether she shot him. She did. The question is, why no one stopped before it came to this? Level Plains, Alabama. A small town where church isn't just where you worship, it's your entire social world. And at Elba Zion Missionary Baptist Church, the man everyone knew was Pastor Aquarius Green, 31 years old, charismatic, beloved, the kind of preacher who could make you feel the Holy Spirit moving through the sanctuary. Every Sunday, families filled those pews, and up front, in the seat reserved for the pastor's wife, sat Quinteria Massey, the First Lady, smiling, always smiling. To the congregation, they were the perfect family. A young pastor, his devoted wife, their beautiful children. The kind of family you'd see in a church brochure. But pedestals are dangerous things, because sometimes they're carefully constructed stages, designed to hide what's happening backstage. Aquarius Green was a man of 2 worlds. In one world, he was Pastor Green, a spiritual leader who preached about love and forgiveness. A man whose congregation would later describe as someone who poured faithful service, love, and spiritual guidance into their lives. But in the other world, behind closed doors, there was a different version, a version that court records would reveal. A version his wife knew all too well. Because in the months leading up to December 2025, court documents were published. When word spread that Pastor Green had been the action it feels like, but the wasn't. It was his wife. The smiled through countless Sunday services, and she had her reasons. 24 about love, including assault while she was pregnant. Let that sink in. A man who preached about protecting the vulnerable assaulted the mother of his child while she carried another life inside her. But that was just the beginning. 3 times in 2024, Aquarius Green was arrested on misdemeanor domestic violence charges, 3 separate incidents. 3 times police saw evidence and took him into custody. And 3 times those charges were dismissed because the victim refused to testify. If you've never studied domestic violence, that might seem strange. Why call police and then refuse to?
You say it's going in and out. Keep it cute. Let me see. Nope. Truth giving us the remix. It's going in and out. Okay. You say it's going in and out. Let me see something. I'll be right back. All right, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Mhm.
Leave you when you're accusing a man of God. Domestic violence works in cycles. Tension builds, then explosion, the violence, then the honeymoon phase, apologies, promises, tears, swearing it'll never happen again. And in religious communities, there's another layer: repentance, prayer, claiming spiritual warfare, promising that through faith everything will get better. So she dropped the charges 3 times. And the system let her. Because domestic violence prosecutions are heavily dependent on victim cooperation. When a victim recants, most prosecutors simply dismiss the case and move on. 3 arrests, 3 dismissals, 3 opportunities for intervention that evaporated. And with each dismissal, Aquarius Green learned he could get away with it. Research
Y'all
shows
can
that
let
when
me know
domestic
if it's
violence
better.
victims have filed reports that were later dropped, when there's documented escalating violence, when jealousy and control are prominent, the risk of intimate partner homicide skyrockets. Every warning sign was there. Every red flag was waving. Every alarm bell was ringing, and the system hit snooze 3 times. The woman who filed that protection order was screaming for help in the only way she knew how, using official channels, following the rules, trusting the system. But protection orders are just paper. Dismissed charges, they don't
Thank
stop
you,
fists,
Melissa.
they don't prevent bullets. They just document, with bureaucratic precision, exactly how many times we saw danger coming and looked away. Let's talk about the unique trap of domestic violence in religious communities. When your abuser is also a spiritual authority figure, escape becomes exponentially more complicated. Leaving your pastor husband doesn't just mean leaving a marriage. It means leaving everything. Your church is your entire social infrastructure, where your children make friends, where you volunteer, where you find community. And if you accuse the pastor of abuse, you're asking people to question their spiritual leader. You're asking them to believe the man who baptized their babies is capable of violence. Most people can't handle that cognitive dissonance. It's easier to decide you're lying than to confront the possibility they've been following a wolf in shepherd's clothing. Scripture gets twisted into chains. Wives, submit to your husbands becomes justification for control. Forgive 70 times 7 becomes a mandate to accept abuse indefinitely. Meanwhile, the abuser positions himself as the victim of spiritual warfare. His wife's accusations are demonic influence trying to destroy his ministry. It's spiritual gaslighting on a community-wide scale. And it works. The economic realities make it worse. Many pastors' wives don't work outside the home. The church provides housing, income, health insurance. If she leaves, she's potentially homeless and jobless. Back to Quinteria sitting in that free fence. They're not killing out of revenge. They're killing because they genuinely believe it's kill or be killed. And they're usually right. These women have typically endured years of severe violence, tried to leave multiple times, sought help from police or courts, only to be let down. The moment they pull that trigger isn't premeditated murder. It's the culmination of years of terror and failed escape attempts. That moment was coming for Quinteria Massey, and it arrived on December 23rd, 2025. December 23rd, 2025. Tuesday morning, the day before Christmas Eve. The Freedom Heights neighborhood was probably quiet. Kids on winter break, last-minute Christmas preparations. The greenhouse looked normal from outside, maybe decorations, lights, a wreath on the door. But inside, something was different. We don't know exactly what happened that morning. Court documents don't tell us. The people who know the truth aren't talking publicly. But we can piece together a picture from what we know about domestic violence patterns. Survivors who've defended themselves often describe the moment they knew. They knew, with sudden clarity, that this time was different. This time he was going to kill them. This time it was survival. We don't know what Quinteria saw or heard that made her realize she was in mortal danger. Maybe something he said. Maybe a look in his eyes, finally reaching critical mass. The children were home that morning. They would witness everything.
Thank you.
For a mother to act with her children watching,
I
to
don't know why
traumatize
I'm your end, not on y'all end, because it's not on mine. I don't understand. Um, oh boy. Mm, I don't understand. Let me see. Take that down. Yeah, Melissa said it happened like I once on the 23rd. Well, actually, he got shot on the 23rd. He passed away on the 27th.
Ties them in that way, she must have believed with absolute certainty that the alternative was worse. She must have believed that if she didn't act, her children would watch their father kill their
I
mother.
hear going
That's
in
not a choice anymore.
skipping. It's more like it's skipping. Hmm.
That's the choice she faced. And that morning, she made it. Emergency dispatch received a call from the Green residence. Domestic disturbance. Shots fired. Dale County Sheriff's deputies arrived in chaos. A family in complete meltdown. Children who just witnessed their mother shoot their father. Pastor Aquarius Green. Critical. There's evidence to collect.
Ain't even.
A weapon to recover. A scene to document. And children to care for. Children who just watched their mother shoot their father. Children who needed immediate trauma intervention. Who took those children? Or were they just shuffled into the system? Well, we don't know. Those details aren't public. The children's identities are protected, as they should be. But their trauma is real. Those children lost both that morning. They lost their father to a bullet. To whatever consequences would follow. For 4 days, Aquarius Green clung to life in that hospital. 4 days where investigators gathered evidence. 4 days where church members prayed. 4 days where children asked questions with no good answers. And on December 27th, a Saturday, 4 days after he was shot, Pastor Aquarius Green died from his injuries. Within hours, Elba Zion Missionary Baptist Facebook. With heavy hearts yet unwavering faith, we share that our beloved Pastor Aquarius Green has transitioned from this earthly life into eternal rest. No mention of how he died. No mention of the violence. Just grief and remorse. And Dale County Sheriff's Office made a decision that shocked me. No charge against. No arrest. No. Bullet.
I'm gonna reboot my Wi-Fi right quick. Let me do this for y'all. I'll be right back.
Every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Say if you a bad bitch, put your hands up high. Hands up high. Hands up high. Till I feel the lights down right now. Put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark perfume. Go.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you and you're in the mood for empathy. There's blood in my pen. Better yet, with your friends and them. I really wanna know you show you off. Fuck that, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and your girl in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. She wanna go and party. Nigga don't approach her with that Atari. Nigga that ain't good, ain't home is sorry. They say conversation rule the nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I know you, know you, know you, know you, know you, what you want. Oh, what it does is put it in the song. Alright. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I know you, know you, know you, know you, know you, what you want. Oh, what it does is put it in the song. Alright.
Taking notes on my keyboard. What you bothering me for? There's a room for this. What you following me for? Say the fucking sing along. So girl, what you singing for? 'Cause you blow like a seagull. My heart flows like a seagull. Money, more money. They got keys in the trash. They going so sweet to the top. Two-top love, they have full of girls. They are so fun. Bring some prison, rainbow sun. Nice skin chick, first night from mine. More like fans, first night from mine. They loving the crew. They loving the crew. They loving the crew. Oh, they loving the crew. Oh, they loving the crew. They loving the crew. They loving the crew. They loving the crew. Taking notes on my keyboard. What you bothering me for? There's a room for the niggas. What you following me for? Sing the fucking sing along. So girl,
All right, y'all. Let's see what it do. Let's see. Uh-oh. Let me add it back. Let's see what it do, y'all. Thank y'all for staying. I appreciate it.
Law. To investigators who'd reviewed the evidence, it made perfect sense. In Alabama, you have the right to defend yourself. You don't have a duty to retreat from your own home. You can stand your ground. The crucial word, reasonable. Would a reasonable person, in that situation, with that history, have believed they were in mortal danger? And that's where domestic violence cases get complicated. Because what's reasonable changes when you factor in years of abuse. When you've been repeatedly victimized by someone, your assessment of danger from that person is actually more accurate than a stranger's, when they're about to kill you. Because you've seen every step leading up to that point. Investigators in Dale County found 3 prior domestic violence arrests, protection orders claiming jealousy, control, and assault during pregnancy. A pattern of charges filed and dismissed. They found a woman who'd tried to leave through legal channels 3 times and been. And when they looked at the evidence from December 23rd, they likely found indicators that supported her.
Thank you, man. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna do it. Hey, Miss Ann. I'm in the office today. I hope everyone is having you too. Thank you so much, Miss Ann. Appreciate it.
discretion. They're supposed to evaluate whether they can prove beyond reasonable doubt that a crime was committed, whether justice is served by pursuing charges. And in this case, with this history, with this evidence, they
Okay, y'all. Here we go. We're gonna. I'm gonna leave that up on the screen, but I'm gonna do the audio. Okay, and I'll just show y'all clips of what they're showing at the time until I can get this straight.
they'd introduce those 3 arrests. They'd show the protection order. They'd bring in experts to explain domestic violence dynamics. They'd explain why she dropped charges, not because the abuse wasn't real, but because she was trapped and terrified. They'd paint a picture of a woman who spent years trying to escape legally and finally had to escape the only way left. And the jury would likely acquit. So no charges were filed. The case might go to a grand jury. But based on the silence from law enforcement, it seems unlikely she'll ever face criminal charges. Which brings us to community reaction. Some see this as justice finally served. A woman who was failed by the system 3 times protected herself. An abuser who escaped consequences finally facing the ultimate consequence. Others see it as a woman getting away with murder. A pastor shot in his own home. A father was killed in front of his children. And still, others fall somewhere in between, acknowledging the abuse while grieving the death, understanding why she did it while wishing there had been another way. There are no winners here. Daquarius Green is dead. His children are traumatized. Quinteria is free from abuse but will carry this burden forever. A community is fractured. The legal system says she was justified. But justified doesn't mean good. It doesn't mean wanted. It just means that given the circumstances, given the history, given the evidence, she had the right to survive, even if survival meant pulling that trigger. 3 arrests, 3 dismissed cases, 1 dead pastor. Let's zoom out and look at the systemic failure. Because what happened here wasn't unique. It's a pattern that plays out thousands of times across America. Here's how domestic violence cases are supposed to work. Someone calls 911. Police respond and arrest. Prosecutors file charges. The court processes the case. The abuser faces consequences that interrupt the cycle before it escalates to homicide. But here's how it actually works. Someone calls 911. Police respond. Maybe arrest, maybe just separate parties. Low-level charges filed. Abuser posts bail and is released within hours. Victim faces potential retaliation. Pressure mounts to drop charges. Victim stops cooperating. Prosecutors dismiss. Abuser learns. The system won't stop me. That happened 3 times to Quintaria Massey. 3 opportunities for intervention. 3 failures. The first problem is law enforcement response. Officers often aren't trained to recognize escalation signs or build cases without victim testimony. The second problem is prosecutorial approach. Most DA offices are overwhelmed. Domestic violence cases are time-consuming. It's easier to pursue cases with willing victims. But there's another way, evidence-based prosecution. Build cases using 911 calls, medical records, witness statements, photographs. Pursue charges even when victims don't. Cooperate because victims are often too terrorized to testify. This approach works, but it requires resources most jurisdictions don't have. The third problem is minimal penalties. Misdemeanor domestic violence might result in anger management classes. Restraining orders are rarely enforced. The fourth problem is lack of support services. Shelters are chronically underfunded. Legal aid is scarce. Economic support for women leaving is almost non-existent. The fifth problem is community complicity. Especially in religious communities, there's enormous pressure to keep problems private, to forgive, to stay together for the children. All these failures create conditions where women try to get help legally and fail repeatedly. What could have prevented this? If the first 2024 case had been prosecuted aggressively, maybe Green would have faced real consequences. If the protection order had been enforced. If the church had domestic violence training. If there had been a well-funded shelter with room for Quintaria and her children. If there had been economic support for her to achieve independence. But all those ifs require investment. Funding, training, policy changes, cultural shifts. And those changes don't happen because we keep treating each tragedy as isolated rather than systemic. Aquarius Green died because a woman he'd abused finally fought back. But he also died because a system that could have intervened chose not to. 3 times. This wasn't inevitable. It was predictable. And it will happen again unless something fundamental changes. Quintaria Massey. The first lady who became a widow by her own hand. Authorities still haven't officially confirmed her identity. She exists in legal limbo. Everyone knows she shot her husband, but she's never been publicly named, never charged, never forced to defend her actions in court. She's a ghost, present in the story but absent from the record. She's a mother who filed protection orders trying to keep her children safe, who pressed charges 3 times, who did everything right according to the playbook for escaping abuse, and who ultimately pulled a trigger while her children watched.
There's a lot going on social media about this, y'all, on Facebook especially. So today, like I said, we're gonna listen to this clip, and then we got another one. And I think in this next clip it's gonna be very interesting because there's a lady that's speaking out, right? And when we get to the clip, I will tell y'all well, we'll see exactly who she is. But there's a lot going on Facebook with this whole thing. And tomorrow, what we're gonna do is we're gonna explore that um, the Facebook content and what people are saying. I think from what I gather, a lot of people from the church, because he was an actual pastor at the church. Y'all see him in the pulpit. Some of the people are speaking out, you know, about what happened, and as expected, there's some people on his side, some on hers. So we're gonna get into it. Man said no matter what he done, no excuses for not leaving. She guilty. So many is using this for a way out. Well, I wonder if she has talked to someone about her abuse. Those are good questions. I wish I was on the panel. We could talk about them, but we'll talk about them on tomorrow. But so man, you say no matter what he done, there's no excuse for not leaving. Well, I've talked about this before, and I'm gonna continue to talk about it each and every time it comes up. There are no excuses. There are reasons for not leaving. And the only way you can understand those reasons or even resonate with those reasons is you have to be in the situation. Because it's a lot of people that be on the outside looking in on domestic violence and the victim, quote unquote judging the victim about staying and this and that and the third, or even defending herself and maybe unaliving the person. Um there's a lot of, speculation, there's a lot of judgment, there's a lot of whatever. But until you are, I can honestly say, until you are placed in that, but it's not, man. I don't know if you're making jokes or you actually being serious. Because with the LOL, I'm confused. She don't believe what? What do you mean she don't believe? I'm trying to understand what you're saying. But you know, like I said, in order to understand why a person don't leave a domestic violence situation, is you have to be able to resonate. You have to be able to put yourself. Well, you have to have been there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of people, even a lot of women don't understand why women stay. They just don't get it because they ain't never been in that position. You know what I'm saying? And it involves a whole lot of layers. Like when you are married, for one, when you have kids, and this and that and the third, and then a lot of times it's intimidation. A lot of times it's just you love the person or whatever, and you hoping and wishing they'll change. So it's many reasons why women don't leave. It's many reasons. The thing is, I don't think that people should like judge those that don't leave. I don't think people should judge them. I don't think people should ridicule them, and it's definitely not funny. You know what I'm saying? It's just not, because just because you can't understand or resonate with why a person will stay, you will never know unless you're in that position. It all becomes a mind thing. It all becomes a mind thing. It all becomes very mental. It becomes very psychological for a lot of women. And until you place in that position, you just don't know, and you probably will never understand. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the complete details of this case as far as what actually happened in that home. I am, of course, looking for the police report, which is probably not out yet. I don't know, but I'm gonna search and search. But there are some people that saying, of course, because in all cases, most cases, and the third. But we just gonna. Hey, Boogie, can you hear me? Or are you just on mute? I can't hear you if you're talking. Let's listen, y'all.
because she believed the alternative was worse. Imagine living with that. Imagine your children's last memory of their childhood being that moment. Imagine trying to explain it to them. Imagine trying to help them heal from trauma you caused, not out of malice, but out of desperate survival. She's also a survivor. Years of documented abuse, jealousy and control, physical violence, assault during pregnancy. Every time she smiled in church, she was performing. Every time she sat in that front pew, she was hiding bruises. Every time someone complimented her on being a supportive pastor's wife, she swallowed the truth. Even if the law never charges her, she has to live with what she did. She wakes up every morning knowing she ended a human life. She closes her eyes every night and sees that moment, replaying. Mental health professionals report that domestic violence survivors who've killed in self-defense experience complicated psychological aftermath, relief that the abuse is over, guilt over taking a life, grief for what might have been, fear of judgment, shame. We don't know where Quintaria is now. We don't know if she's still in Level Plains or if she's fled. We don't know if she has family supporting her or if she's alone. We don't know if she's in therapy or white-knuckling through each day. We don't know if her children are with her or placed elsewhere. And here's what's particularly cruel. Even though she's not charged, even though the law says she was justified, she'll carry a scarlet letter forever. She's the woman who killed the pastor. Some will support her. Some will understand. But others will judge. Others will say, she could have left, should have left, and she'll have to navigate that community, raise her children amid those competing narratives. There's also economic reality. Pastoral income is gone. Church housing presumably gone. Unless she has independent income, she's likely struggling financially on top of everything else. Quintaria Massey tried to do everything right. She filed paperwork. She pressed charges. She sought protection from the system designed to provide it. And when the system failed her 3 times, when she was out of choices and out of time, she saved herself the only way left. That shouldn't have been her only option, but it was. And now she lives with the consequences, not legal, but human. Grief, trauma, guilt, fear. The knowledge that December 23rd is a line in her life separating everything into before and after. She survived. But survival isn't the same as living. In the days following Pastor Green's death, Elba Zion Missionary Baptist Church faced a reckoning. How do you mourn a leader while acknowledging he was an abuser? How do you process this with your congregation when half didn't know and the other half suspected but stayed silent? The church's Facebook post.
I have a doctor's appointment. That's why I wanted you to stop. This is actually very, very serious. You know, she came to the last rope. The last hit. And she's getting beat in front of her children. And she has it documented. It's documented. The police showed up how many times? 3, Truth?
That's what they say. 3 times. They all
So-
in 2025.
Yeah, 3 times the police show up for domestic abuse. They arrest him 3 times. 3 times she recants. So is it documented? Yes. Did the people in the church know about it? Guarantee they did. He knew that there was a weapon in that house. But he had gotten away with it so many times. He didn't think that she had the guts to do it. She was not only protecting herself, she was protecting her children. Because eventually one of those kids was going to stand up to him. And then the abuse turns on them. You know, it's easy to say someone could leave, but how do they leave? Where do they go? When all they know is what she's lived with in a church. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's, 20 years ago, if you shot your husband, you went to jail. But now, it's a different story. Especially if you have the proof that they were doing this to you. And they changed the law. Now you don't need to prosecute somebody because you need to press charges. The state can press charges without you saying anything. Well, again, Money Boy, some people are stronger than others, but you're going to pack up a bunch of kids and run away? I know you did that, Truth. And it took a lot of strength.
I did. I did it. But, even with me being one of the ones that did do it, I still don't judge the ones that haven't made it to that point. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them stay and they eventually lose their lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But yeah, it's hard
Abusers depend
because
on a few things.
it's not just a physical thing, right?
Mental.
And I keep saying it. The choice to leave, when you make the choice to leave, especially when you have kids, especially when you have kids, you know what I'm saying? It's not just you have to be able to. You just have to be able to compartmentalize all this stuff and just do it. But like I say, everybody ain't able to do it. Everybody ain't able to do it. It's just point blank period.
Well, I mean, they have a lot of tools.
And the truth of the matter is too, Boogie, some women do actually leave and still get unalive.
Yes,
they get
they
unalive for
hunt
leaving.
them. They hunt them down. There's a reason why the women's shelter have a no contact rule, and why they have guards posted at the women's shelter, because the men track them down. What a lot of people don't understand is that it's beyond physical abuse. They make you totally dependent upon them.
Yep, that's why I say emotional, psychological is all that.
But if you're totally dependent upon that abuser for everything, where are you going to go? And then on
Yeah.
top of it, he's telling you that you're worthless. You're nothing, especially without him or her, because women abuse men too.
And
Is
then
it
a lot of them,
uncommon?
they
Yes.
had that attitude. Okay, if you leave, you'll be back.
Yep.
You'll be back. You know, like what?
Exactly. Exactly.
I
And they
was, I
get
was,
and
told,
they
I was told that you'll be back.
yeah. Yeah. And they give you things to keep you dependent.
Uh-huh.
They shower the children with gifts to
With
keep you
with
dependent.
every indiscretion comes a guilt or something behind it. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? You know, yeah. It's a whole brainwashing mind. It's a lot. It's a lot.
And I've dealt with this a lot through helping other people. That first hit is a shock.
Oh yeah.
The first abuse is a shock. Like, oh my, is this happening to me? What is
Mm.
happening? Oh my God. And then I'm so sorry. It never happened again. Oh my, I
Hmm.
don't know. You know what? I've never done that before, but that's a lie. That is a lie. It started somewhere, and I'm guarantee it didn't start with you.
And that the physical abuse don't start with the physical abuse. It start
Nope.
with emotional abuse,
Yep.
verbal abuse, psychological abuse, and then it leads into the physical.
And they take things away,
Hmm.
the things you need, the common things. They demean you to where they bring you to nothing. Take away even small things like toiletries and things like withhold things from you, food and stuff like that. While you watch him and the kids eat, you don't eat, even though you made the meal. It's these things that cause people to do that and even unalive themselves,
Hmm.
thinking that their kids would be better off without her, better off with him. He'll take care of them, and I don't have to go through this anymore. It just so many levels to this. And once that abuser figures out the system, it is over. And every woman after that, if that person leaves, the next one is going to get the same exact thing.
I don't know if they did or not, but I'm kind of shocked if they didn't. Why the church didn't step in on this? Because the fact that he was being publicly arrested 3 times in 2025, I'm not even understanding why he was still in the pulpit. To be honest, that's why I say this church thing is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you
What
putting a man up in the pulpit preaching to the masses when he's being arrested for beating on his wife? Like, make that make sense.
is it an independent church? Is it a church connected to other churches? Because if it's an independent church, he
I have
pretty
to
much could.
research.
Yeah, he
I know,
pretty
I
much could.
know the church. I've seen the church. I haven't been to the church, but I know exactly where it is. I'm not sure if it's connected or not. I have to research.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not connected, he controls those people. He makes money for those people. As long as he's making money for that church and those people, he can do whatever he wants.
They do put the ministers on a high level now. I ain't gonna lie.
And if he says she's lying, I never did that. Who they gonna believe? Her or him?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I gotta get out. I got a doctor's appointment, but I did want to come up. I did see you. I'm not ignoring you. I wanted to pop in.
Okay, okay.
You know.
All right, let me know what's up. Thank
All
you for
right.
stopping in. I appreciate
All
it.
right. Thank you for having me. Don't
You're
forget, I go
welcome.
live tonight.
Tonight at 7, right? Central.
Yep. Yep.
I shared it out again this morning.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
I'll see you
welcome.
later. I'll call you.
All right.
All right.
Okay. All right, y'all. Let's continue to listen to this one. It's like maybe 7 or 8 more minutes on this one, and then the next one is really, really, really interesting, y'all. So we're gonna get into it. Let's listen.
Praised his faithful service, love, and spiritual guidance. No mention of how he died. No acknowledgement of the violence. Comments poured in. He was a wonderful man. We'll miss his powerful sermons. Genuine grief from people who knew him only as their pastor. That's the cognitive dissonance. Both things can be true. Aquarius Green was a gifted preacher who helped people spiritually, and he was a domestic abuser who terrorized his wife. People struggle to hold both truths simultaneously. It's psychologically uncomfortable, so they choose one, usually the one that fits their experience. Some congregation members genuinely didn't know. Their grief is real and valid. Others suspected but didn't know what to do. Confronting a pastor about abuse? That's terrifying. What if you're wrong? What if he retaliates? What if the congregation turns on you? So they stayed silent. Now they're wrestling with guilt and trusted friends, but they stayed silent too. Because how do you report a pastor? This culture of silence enables abuse in religious communities, and it needs to change. Churches need clear policies for handling allegations against leaders. Zero tolerance for violence and respond to domestic violence, acknowledging their harm. But those changes require churches to acknowledge that abuse happens in their congregation, that pastors can be abusers, that perfect family in front pews might be hiding terrible secrets. That's hard. It's easier to believe domestic violence happens to other people, but it exists in every denomination, every congregation. And pretending it doesn't enable abuse to continue. What happened here is a warning. It's what happens when systems fail, when communities stay silent, when churches prioritize reputation over protection. The question facing Elba Zion and churches everywhere is, what will we do differently? Will we implement training, develop reporting policies, preach openly about abuse, support victims even when it's uncomfortable, hold leaders accountable even when they're popular, or will we just install a new pastor and move on? Treat this as an isolated tragedy rather than a systemic problem. Because there are other Quintaria Masseys sitting in pews right now. Women being abused by husbands the congregation loves. Women who've tried to get help and been told to pray more. Women running out of options. What will your church do when one of them finally breaks? So here we are. Aquarius Green is dead. Quintaria Massey is free. No charges filed. The legal system looked at the evidence. 3 prior arrests, dismissed charges, protection orders, the pattern of violence, and decided justified homicide. Self-defense. In the eyes of the law, she had the right to survive. Even if survival meant pulling that trigger, but justified doesn't mean good. It doesn't mean anyone won. It just means that given the circumstances, given the failures, given the lack of any other option, she did what she had to do to stay alive. There are no winners here. Aquarius Green is dead at 31. Whatever good he did, whatever lives he touched, whatever potential he had, it's all gone. Yes, he was an abuser. Yes, he made choices that led to this, but he's still dead. His children lost their father. They'll grow up without him, processing complicated grief, mourning him while knowing what he did, loving him while understanding why their mother killed him. Quintaria is alive, but at what cost? She'll never escape that moment. She'll never not be the woman who shot the pastor. She carries trauma and guilt forever, and she has to raise her children through this. The congregation lost their pastor and had their faith shaken. The community is fractured. Everyone lost something irreplaceable. But here's what we gain, if we're willing to listen: a roadmap for prevention. This tragedy was predictable. Every domestic violence expert could have looked at Green's file and told you it would end in serious injury or death. They just couldn't tell you when. 3 arrests should have been 3 interventions. Evidence-based prosecution could have proceeded without Quintaria's testimony. Conviction could have meant consequences that interrupted the cycle. Protection orders should have been enforced. Churches should have training, policies, resources. Communities should have well-funded shelters, legal aid, economic support, mental health services. All of these interventions exist. We know what works. We have the research. We just don't invest in them because we keep treating each tragedy as isolated rather than systemic. Until that changes, there will be more Quintaria Masseys. More women pushed to breaking points. More desperate acts of self-defense. More lives destroyed because the system failed. So yes, legally, what Quintaria did was justified. But morally, ethically, as a society, we should be asking, how do we make sure no one else is ever put in that position? How do we intervene the first time, not wait until someone's dead? How do we create communities where victims are believed and protected? How do we hold abusers accountable before it escalates to homicide? Because somewhere in America tonight, there's a woman living Quintaria's nightmare, trying to escape, wondering if anyone will help, running out of time. And the choice we face is, will we act to save her, or will we wait until she has to save herself? We have options she didn't, We can demand better. Fund prevention. Train responders. Believe victims. Intervene early. We can make sure the next story doesn't end with a gunshot and a dead pastor and traumatized children and a woman who will spend her life living with what she did to survive. We can do better. The question is, will we? If you or someone you love is experiencing domestic violence, you are not alone. The National Domestic Violence Hotline is available 24/7 at 1-800-799-7233. Text START to 88788. Trained advocates can help you safety plan and connect you with resources. Every day in America, 3 women are murdered by intimate partners. Most tried to get help. They called the police. They filed protection orders. And the system let them down. But you're watching this. You're learning to recognize the signs. You're becoming the person who won't look away. If this case made you think, made you feel something, I need you to do 3 things. First, subscribe to this channel. We cover cases that matter, cases that teach us about ourselves and our society. Hit that subscribe button right now. Second, share this video. Someone in your life might need to see it. Someone might be living this nightmare. This video might save their life. Third, get involved. Support your local domestic violence shelter. Donate, volunteer, or educate yourself on how to help someone who discloses abuse. We can't bring back Daquarius Green. We can't give Quinteria and her children their innocence back. But we can make sure their story means something. We can make sure the next family doesn't live through this nightmare. I'm dedicated to telling stories that don't just entertain, but educate. That don't just shock, but inspire change. Hit subscribe. Turn on notifications. Join me as we continue exposing the failures, honoring the victims, and demanding better. Because someone's story is waiting to be told. Someone needs to hear it. And together, we can save the next one. If we choose to. In memory of all those lost to domestic violence, and in solidarity with the survivors still fighting.
Y'all, let me go to this next one. And I am, because I'm stubborn and things of that nature, and I'll be trying. I'm going to try to play this one because I really want y'all to see. Hold on. I really want y'all to see. I want y'all to see the visuals on this one. So I'm going to try to play the actual, and I see it's already acting up, but let's see. Let me see. All right.
I just go to see him and just chat it up, and then for like 5 to 10 minutes and go by my way because he working. I can't.
Brief but meaningful to Paul.
Guess what? Justice for DQ, y'all. Justice for the queers. Because he deserved what that woman did to him. And it was all premeditated. And it all added up. And guess what? People can run around saying whatever they want. But at the end of the day, if you don't know the truth, if you wasn't there, guess what? There's nothing. And she was wrong. All he did was love her and the piss ass boy she got. You up for them when their daddies ran out.
Across our area are mourning the loss of Pastor Daquarius Green. Though the shooting happened in Level Plains, Green was widely known in Montgomery for his ministry and outreach. WSFA 12 News reporter Jessica Knox spoke with a friend, remembering the man he knew.
I was very hurt. Of course, I was devastated because I was like, I can't believe this happened to him.
I'm here, y'all. I'm still here. Give me a second.
Guess what? Justice for DQ, y'all. Justice for the queers. Because he didn't deserve what that woman did to him. And it was all premeditated. And it all added up. And guess what? People can run around saying whatever they want. But at the end of the day, if you don't know the truth, if you wasn't there, guess what? There's nothing you can say. It's nothing you can say. But guess what? She did it in front of his kids. She did it in front of his daughter. And she was wrong. He all he did was love her and them piss ass boys she got. You know, he took up for them when they daddies ran out and they want nothing to do with them. Guess what? Shan gonna tell her today.
Night, communities across our area are mourning the loss of Pastor Aquarius Green. Though the shooting happened in Level Plains, Green was widely known in Montgomery for his ministry and outreach. WSFA 12 News reporter Jessica Knox spoke with a friend remembering the man he knew.
I was very hurt. Of course, I was devastated because I was like, I couldn't believe this happened to him. And of course, then to find out how it happened and who did it, that was even more devastating.
Minister Devontae Palmer is one of many now grieving the loss of Pastor Aquarius Green. Palmer says the two were not close friends, but their paths crossed often at church and even checking up with him at Green's previous job at Walmart.
So from time to time, after I get done with there, I just go to see him and chat in 5-10 minutes and go by my way because he working. I can't talk all day.
Palmer says those conversations were brief but meaningful. To Palmer, Green was known for humility and faith.
To me, the man was a humble man, an honest man. He was a man who deeply loved God, his family, and one who just wanted to do the right thing.
One moment stands out the most.
God came to the church, you know, I had no idea he was coming. Oh, snap. I had no idea he was coming that day.
Green died just days after being shot in what police called a domestic incident. Those who knew him say they remember a man committed to faith, family, and service.
Again, you know, that wasn't the guy that I knew. You know what I'm saying? Again, like I was telling somebody today, you know, I can go for what I knew. Pastor Green, he was human, right? He was a man of God. He was a father. He was a husband, hard worker. He did not deserve to die.
They say no charges have been filed at this time. However, the investigation is still ongoing.
Picture this. It's the holiday season in a peaceful small town in southeast Alabama. Homes are decorated with bright Christmas lights. Families are getting ready for celebrations, and everyone is looking forward to a joyful Christmas. But in one quiet residential neighborhood called Freedom Heights in Level Plains, a friendly community near Fort Novisel, something terrible happened on 23rd, 2025. Gunshots rang out inside a family home off Rucker Boulevard. Emergency responders rushed to the scene, and a 31-year-old man was taken to the hospital in critical condition. That man was Pastor Aquarius Green, the respected leader of Elba's Zion Missionary Baptist Church. He fought for his life for 4 days, but sadly away on December 27th. Authorities called it a domestic incident at his home. No one has been charged, and details are still coming out. What led to this heartbreaking event just before Christmas? How could a man known for spreading God's word end up in such a tragic situation? We will get into the full story, the faith, the family struggles, and the questions that remain. Welcome to True Crime Diaries, where we uncover shocking crimes and hidden details behind real cases. Subscribe and turn on notifications. These are real life lessons. Aquarius Green grew up in Alabama at a time faith and family everything in many communities. Born around 1994, he was 31 years old when his life ended suddenly. Before becoming a full-time pastor, Green worked a regular job like many young people do. He was employed at a Walmart store in the Montgomery area. There, he was known as a friendly and hardworking guy who always had time for a conversation. A fellow pastor and friend, Minister Devonna Palmer, remembered running into him often, saying they would stop and whether it was at church events or right there in the store aisles. Green felt a strong calling to ministry, and he followed it. He rose to become the senior pastor of Elba Zion Missionary Baptist Church, a close-knit congregation in the small town of Elba, down in Coffee County. He didn't just stay in one place. He traveled regularly to Montgomery for outreach work, helping people through tough times and spreading messages of hope. Those who knew him described Green as Mr. Palmer called him a deep family. He was a dedicated father who often shared proud moments about his children on social media, and a husband who tried to lead by example. In his role as pastor, Green focused on serving others, organizing community support, guiding his church family spiritually, and being there for people across the Wiregrass region in Montgomery. His congregation saw him as a true spiritual leader, someone who poured love and guidance into everyone's lives. Friends and church members later said he was human, just like anyone else, a man of faith facing real-life challenges, but always committed to his calling. He touched many lives with his kindness and devotion, leaving behind a legacy of service that people still talk about today. Even as Aquarius Green built his reputation as a spiritual guide, shadows loomed in his courts reveal a pattern of troubling accusations that surfaced throughout 2025. He encountered legal troubles with allegations of facing a total of 3 such cases classified as minor offenses. In each instance, the matters were dropped without going to trial, mainly because the person making the claims chose not to pursue them further or provide statements. Beyond that, earlier in the year, a court filing sought a restraining order against him. The document painted a picture of ongoing turmoil, with claims that he acted out of deep suspicion and envy, leading to repeated physical confrontations. One particularly in detail, the filing harm occurred during a time of vulnerability, mentioning an episode involving expectancy. The individual behind these reports was someone close, sharing a home and young ones with Green. Those specifics were kept private in official accounts. These unresolved issues hinted at growing strain behind closed doors, raising questions about what might have been brewing in the months leading up to that fateful holiday week. As news spread after the event, online discussions and local reports began connecting these past events to the current mystery, wondering if old wounds played a role. On the morning of Tuesday, December 23rd, 2025, what started as a family matter turned off Rucker Boulevard in the Freedom Heights area. Inside, they found Aquarius Green suffering from severe gunshot wounds. Emergency crews worked fast to get him to a nearby medical center, where doctors battled to save him. For 4 agonizing days, hope lingered as he remained in critical condition over the Christmas holiday. But on Saturday, December 27th, the news everyone feared came. Green had lost it. Authorities have consistently labeled the event domestic involving a woman at the scene. To this day, no arrests have been made, and the sheriff's office has shared limited details publicly. Some reports from social media and gospel outlets point to Green's wife, Kenteria Massey, as the person who fired the shot, with unconfirmed claims that it happened during heated exchange and possibly in response to immediate danger. Online accounts have mentioned the heartbreaking possibility that young family members were present during the chaos. As we enter 2026, the case continues under review, with officials noting that such matters can sometimes go before a grand jury for further decision. What exactly unfolded in those final moments remains unclear, leaving many to wonder about the full truth. A friend identified as Tracy has spoken publicly about the tragedy surrounding Pastor Green's death, expressing shock and defending his character. She has refuted claims circulating online that he was an abuser, suggesting that some of about his behavior are being spread by people connected to his wife and are slandering his reputation on the internet. In video posts attributed to Tracy, the friend appears emotional and emphasizes that social media has been spreading negative claims about Green's past based on allegations, and she disputes those characterizations, implying that the narrative being shared by some parties is not accurate or fair.
And I'ma air it out. I'ma air it out on this so-called first lady. We gonna air the truth out. I'ma tell it all. He ain't here to justify and, save himself. So guess what? I'ma do it for him. He in a better place right now. He in a better place. Our prayers are welcome. Positive mindsets. Positive mindset. I'ma air everybody out, including the church. Because the church need to be in it too. And I'm telling you, my heart was set so bad today till I started to go into the church. I started to see, was they even having church service? And my friend just passed yesterday. So guess what? He ain't got to worry. I'm going to do it for him. I'm going to do it for him. So I'm going to air everything out. So please share this live. I'm going to let it be known. I'm going to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And anybody can come and check me. Because get what? Sharon got all receipts. Sharon never lie. One thing about me, anybody gonna say, oh, she gonna say it. And guess what? I've been out of it. I ain't been beefing with feuding with nobody about the situation on social media because I'm tired of people lying. So guess what? I'm gonna take up for my friend and I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell the truth. Men be in domestic violence situations too. Men being verbally abusive in situations like that too. He ain't do nothing but be good to that woman. So guess what? He ain't here to talk up for it. All the stuff he covered up and nobody ever knew. Since the church and everybody want to check up on, ain't nobody checking up on this murder. Y'all lost y'all damn minds. I sit back and I've been hearing everybody say all the stuff and, everybody know Aquarius was a good dude. That little man wouldn't hurt a butterfly. He wouldn't hurt a butterfly. Ugh. But I'm going to air it out. So let's let this live get up a little bit more so we can go ahead and air it out and tell the truth. Guess what? Justice for DQ, y'all. Justice for the Aquarius. Because he didn't deserve what that woman did to him. And it was all premeditated. And it all added up. And guess what? People can run around saying whatever they want. But at the end of the day, if you don't know the truth, if you wasn't there, guess what? There's nothing you can say. It's nothing you can say. But guess what? She did it in front of his kids. She did it in front of his daughter. And she was wrong. He all he did was love her and them piss ass boy. He took up for them when they daddies ran out and they want nothing to do with them. Guess what? Shan gonna tell it today. Yeah, I'm live, and I had to work. I had to work, and I worked myself through it because I'm heartbroken and I'm hurt. I'm so hurt. But please share this live because I'm going to tell the whole truth. The whole truth about this person everybody thinks such a good person. I don't care about her sister and them on Facebook feud. Everybody know I don't feud with nobody. I'm not finna feud with you. I'm not finna give you the energy. I'm not finna give you the oxygen. And when I'm on here, I ain't on here to do none of that with nobody. So whoever got something to say, don't go say it to me, say it to your mammies. Because guess what? I'm going to tell my friend truth. The stuff that he couldn't tell, the stuff that he didn't say, even when people slander his name, talking about he had domestic violence and all type of stuff. Guess what? None of that was true. He ain't never fight or tell nobody none of that. None of that. Look, he ain't never said none of that. He kept it all to himself because he was a praying man. He was a real praying man, a real anointed one from God. Even though he was hurt to his core, he loved his job. She took everything and still was ungrateful. Nothing she done can get to him because guess what? He still prevailed. He still stood on top. He still made his way. He still stood tall until something happened. That's what made it happen. But I'm gonna tell the whole story. I'm gonna tell y'all who the person is. People running around here trying to justify their actions. No, it wasn't DV. No, he never put his hands on her. He loved his wife. I don't care what nobody say. He never touched his wife. He never put his hands on her. She can go around PTSD, bipolar depression, all that stuff. I got a son that ADHD, bipolar, and schizophrenic. So guess what? They know exactly what they're doing. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how nobody feel. I don't care how mama and them feel or nothing, but it's always premeditated. And I'm going to tell the truth today. I'm going to tell the truth today. So let me get a couple of more viewers because my friend's voice need to be heard. And guess what? It's going to come from me and I'm so hurt. God knows I'm hurt. God knows I'm hurt. My spirit hurt. My soul hurt because he did not deserve it. The only thing he was guilty of was loving somebody who didn't love him. That's the only thing he was guilty of. Other than that, that man was a good man. She didn't even get my friend there for Father's Day. Now we gonna go and run it. When I get to 170, we gonna go ahead and run it. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Show y'all just how low down this woman was. I'm gonna show y'all just how much she hurt my friend to his core. All he ever did was pray for her. She didn't care about him. She didn't love him. She didn't love him. The only thing she wanted to do was be in the limelight, in the publicity. Okay, we're going to start it like this. Guess what? When they first met, she was all in his DM. Begging and just beg and plead him, let me take you on a date. Let me do this, let me do that. And all type of, I see what it is. All type of stuff. She never meant him no good. He found somebody. He felt like, he was falling in love all over again. He felt like she was his everything. Even though she had kids, he only had one. He accepted them just like he accepted himself. Look, it's funny because it's sad because you can't change a person and make them to who you want them to be. You can only accept them for their truth. Now, they separated. And what people don't even understand was, during the time she found out she was pregnant, my friend wasn't even with her. He wasn't even with her. He didn't have a clue if the baby was hers or not. And I'm going to tell you why. Want me to tell you why? Because she slept with everybody. She slept with everybody. And I'm going to even call them out. I'm going to hurt everybody. The way I feel, I'm going to tell my friend's story. This need to be in the book. This need to be in the book. Be careful who you choose to love because the way you love people, when they show you their true colors, get the right matrix them. A person can only show you their true character for so long. And guess what? Everything she ever did to him was nothing but hurt. And all he did was love her. Even when she lied to make him lose his job, everybody at the job, I know he got a lot of friends and people that are religious. But my friend lived righteous. And all he did was love his wife. So let's start by this. Okay, from the time they met, she went nothing but trouble from the beginning. He separated from her. Because all she did was up with multiple people. Had him all at little kids' basketball games. For the people that know her, they know she had this little boy staying with her. For all I know, she could have been sleeping with him 9 times out of 10. She was, because she was walking around the house with a robe and gowns on. No, make it so bad. She had towels on when she get out the tub. Take the towel off in front of the little boy. The little boy told the queries everything. And guess what? Shan was on the phone and hid. He sure did. She had the neighbor's shoes in the house because she was sleeping with the neighbor next door. Nobody know why she got 2 mortgages. I'm going to tell you why she got 2 mortgages, because she couldn't stay where she was staying because she was sleeping with the damn neighbor. Yeah, she was sleeping with the neighbor. On top of the neighbor's shoes on the floor. Look, the queer seen the shoes. She told him that the shoes was the little boy shoes. The shoes want to let the gang, I know we all not, but it's still respect. So I'm just going to keep it cordial and keep it mannerable, because it's some elderlies on there too. But I'm going to tell the truth. I ain't the little TikTok man and then like that, but I'm going to tell his whole story. So guess what? Okay, during the time she found out she was pregnant, my friend went with her. He went with her. So he was like, I don't know, he quit. So it was about 3 months in. She called out the blue after they were separated for about 3 months and told him that she was pregnant. She did think the baby was somebody else's. Yes, she did. She did. But then she was telling him, like, no, because the timeline don't add up, is yours. He left her on behalf of her cheating because he caught her cheating. On top of her cheating, during her pregnancy, I'm going to tell y'all the only bruise she had was on her cat, and that was herpes. That was herpes. She told me he gave her herpes. He said, I ain't never had an outbreak.
Wait. Damn. I've been trying to listen without stopping because I really, this shit here is just, it's a lot, y'all. I'm telling y'all, the social media, the Facebook, and the TikTok, and everything that's surrounding these, y'all, we're going to get into it. It's a lot. It's a lot of people saying a lot of things. But see, I ain't listened to this. I wanted to listen to it with y'all. So I'm just sitting here. The girl said the only bruise on the coop was on the cooch. It was what? During pregnancy? Oh, my word. Okay, y'all have any questions, put them in the chat. Continue to listen. Tap the screen and like the I can't even talk, the live. Thank y'all for being.
I told him, don't let her do that to you. I said, go get tested, go get checked. Guess what? He got checked. She was at the doctor office, and guess what? They told her she had it. She had herpes, and he didn't. Meaning, where you got herpes from? She had it since she was young. She been busting her cat open, and she struggled from childhood traumas. That ain't no PTSD. Ain't nothing wrong with that lady. She wasn't even in the military long enough for to have no PTSD. She can claim that all she want. All y'all can run around here talking about domestics. Guess what? She didn't tell you she got about 4 or 5 other domestic violence cases that she done put on me and everybody she slept with. She just about said, but guess what? My friend died. My friend ain't have a record. All his stuff got thrown out because she lied. None of it was true. He let God fight his battles. He didn't even try to fight himself. He gave it to the hands of the Lord. He did. As much, I was angry. I was mad. Because I know how much his job and everything meant to him. When you dedicate yourself on a career, at a career place all your life, and all you want to do is elevate, take care of yourself and your children, and somebody take
now we know she means PTSD. I wasn't gonna even stop it and correct that, but she's saying no. Come on now, it's PTSD. Yeah, she's saying BD. Yeah.
That way that hurts. And guess what she did? Kept calling the home office, talking about people in Walmart. Oh, well, people at the job doing it, let's just say that. But no, it was her. I said, don't be green all your life. Your land ain't green, but don't be green. I'm going to leave it to the Lord. God got it. On top of that, okay, he found himself a barber, was taking him and her kids, because he only had one. His little boy wasn't even old enough to get his haircut yet, to the barber. He's sitting at the bar, come in, bring the children through the bar. Okay, now he made this reaching the bar. I could look. She didn't know he was at the barbershop. The barbershop phone rang. He landed on the counter. He looked over. It's a naked picture of this man's wife. A naked picture of his wife on a barber phone. So that means now you snatching a barber, and the barber was like, "Oh well, yeah, man. She came on to me.
Wait a minute now. So he had the barber shop, and the barber's phone rang, and a naked picture of his wife shows up. Wait up. Now see, I need some clips of receipts. Hey, Miss Ann, this is his best. Well, this is the pastor. This is his friend. Where y'all been for the last This is his friend, the pastor. And she know a lot. And man, I want to tell you that women and men can be friends, actually best friends, and not be a crush or or anything sexual or things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Just because just because they were friends don't mean she was crushing or nothing like that. I mean, from what I hear from this lady, she's genuinely hurt. You can tell it in her voice. She's hurt. She's angry. She's upset because he's being painted out to be, you know, a way that she says is not true. And everybody's making the first wife, peachy clean. But what she just said, oh, okay, man. What she just said, I cannot. I'm gonna have to do some digging, some investigating, y'all. This is a lot. This is a lot.
All type of stuff like that. She ain't telling y'all that part. She ain't telling nobody none of that. She ain't telling nobody how she tried to accuse him of having herpes. She ain't telling nobody how she took him to them games and she was sleeping with every man up in there, all the coaches and stuff, and that's why she was playing under the little boy. She ain't telling nobody how she was a fire on the low, getting in front of that little boy naked, acting like she normal. No, she wasn't normal. No, she wasn't normal. She got mental issues. She crave attention. She ain't telling nobody how jealous she was. She didn't even want his family or nobody to be on the phone when she was around. She didn't tell nobody how she was a ass Angelica. You know, Angelica off the rats, that's how she was. Have a temper tantrum and shit don't go your way. When you get grown, everything don't work the way you want it to. Everything do not work the way you want it to. He loved her dirty drawers. He loved the ground she walked on. He did everything he can for her. It's a long list of people that she done slept with. Guess what? The church. She ain't telling nobody how they went to eat on it. They went on the dinner date. She seen one of her old military buddies, a female. She ain't telling nobody how the lady was grabbed her crotch from the back in front of my friend. And he asked her, like, hey, what's she doing? She said, oh, we just military, but it's just not, no. It was somebody you was sleeping with too. Every time she had somebody else, she dogged my friend out. Every time he slept with somebody else, he let that old wicked ass church convince him to go back. Talking about work on your marriage. Because they go by the Old Testament. They want to sweep everything under the rug, them old country folks. That's what they do. Then they want to have the nerve to ask his mama, have you checked on her? This bitch to just this man, this lady's son. What she look like checking on her? Elba, I got a lot to say about Elba. Them antique folks. Yeah, how they mistreated my friend. How every time they had leaders, it was I don't want to elevate the church. Y'all want to stay in that stagnant ass energy. I'm so angry right now, y'all. On and on and on and on. Let's get up to when she killed my friend. Let's because it's so much going on. Put her with mental abuse. She used to get angry if they somewhere and people show him attention and don't, just wave at her cordially. For the people that gave her attention, the game was strong. So this last time, she had to reach out through him, through them milk bad church folks. Don't never let nobody tell y'all how to run y'all business. You the one got to deal with it. They on the outside looking in. They don't know what the hell going on. But guess what? Nobody ever knew this lady was the biggest hoe you could ever have. Gap her legs open to everybody. Like I said, and I'm going to keep saying, the only bruise she had, guess what? In the room. Want me to tell you why? Because he didn't want to sleep with her. Because she was nasty. Because she was nasty. The only reason he was down was because of that little boy. Nobody knew that this lady, guess what? The first two, she treat them like son. When it came to him, she mistreated that little boy that he had about her. He told me she shut him out, and she lay in bed with the other two. But this your baby. Usually a person had a nurturing feeling for the young child. That's the only reason he kept going back, because she was mistreating the little boy. Anybody know, my friend know that he loved his kids. His baby said that she saved him. He saved her. He saved her. She watched somebody shoot her daddy and shut the door with a blank stare. Let me tell you why, because it was premeditated from the beginning. You stayed in the house for almost a year. You ain't never talked to your neighbors. Never said that to these folks. 2 months ago, I told her during my birthday time, you want to start back trying to reach out to him. You want to got doggone get the church me. You know, I get some churches mean well, but El Bazan, I'ma tell y'all ain't worth two flips. Y'all sweep everything under the rug, act like ain't nothing going on, act like don't that happen, don't want to elevate. Y'all want to stay in the stagnant energy. And don't, guess what? People know y'all got y'all old pastor picture behind y'all, but guess what? Y'all had a new one. I guarantee y'all up in that whole hallelujah, singing all them old ass hymns. Like y'all just so religious and high-minded, but you're not. Yeah, Shane gonna tell you today. I'm gonna tell you what my filter told y'all. That he should have told y'all to stay the hell out of his business. Every time you turn around, y'all nitpicking and begging him about that no good woman. Somebody that's with everybody. Somebody that's probably sleeping with the in the church. Want me to tell you why? Because she didn't care. Want me to tell you why? Because she was heartless. Want me to tell you why? Because she was broken from being her childhood. This lady been gapping her legs open since she was young. She ain't care about nobody. The first child daddy gave up his rights. Ain't want nothing to do with her. Signed the papers because he said she was crazy. Yeah, she gonna do something. Oh, the second $2,600 she was living all high-minded. Like she just bawling. Went buying a little boy nothing. Go on the Facebook page. Look at the shoes. The shoes them children had my friend bought. My friend bought. They can say she a good mother. Oh, y'all don't know how she talk to them children when y'all ain't around. But guess what? She ain't do because Shan was on the phone. My phone. The night I got drunk. My friend was there with her boys. When them the children were pissing the bed out, cause they big kids. They still piss. You ain't even got time to teach your children how to use the bathroom. When they was at home pissing the bed out, my friend was there changing the sheets. When they said they were hungry, my friend was there cooking them shit to eat. You know, it's funny because everybody can say what they want to say. They can try to justify it the way they want. When she lied and told everybody or went to the police, I'm going to tell y'all how that went because it was such a lie. My friend never heard him. He never heard him. Tell you, her gay friend, everybody know my friend ain't had nothing but labels and name brand clothes. You know, he took care of himself too because he loved the person that God made him to be. My friend went from walking to a job for years. Went from getting him a little car, a Jeep that broke down in the woods when he went to get his girlfriend one time, to having nothing, to getting him a little putt-putt, to driving him a Benz. Work hard for everything. Ain't nobody give him nothing. He worked for it. He was determined to be something. He was determined to make people smile. He was determined to pray over people that couldn't pray for themselves. He was determined to deliver God a word. Something. But guess what? People never pray or never press the share button on the sermon. But guess what? Y'all gonna press on some bullshit, though. Y'all gonna press when somebody say something negative, though. Guess what? When she said to DV, y'all heard, oh, he beat his wife. Guess what? He didn't do that. Want me to tell you why? I was on the phone. Want me to tell y'all who told him to call the police? I did. Want me to tell y'all who's mad because he lost his job because he did the right thing? I was. Even though he sat there and prayed, and he was like, God gonna take care of me. It's gonna be okay. Everything gonna be all right. Guess what? I was mad. I fought it myself because my friend lost his job because I told him, don't go down there to that crazy woman. I said, call the police because she can do something to you. I told him that. I did. And guess what? When he got there, she already ran the story to him. He even left and they told him to come back and they put my friend in jail. He never was prosecuted for it because she lied. she lied. He never argued with people saying that he whooped on his wife. He never did none of that. He took everything everybody had, and I was the one angry. I was the one angry. I fought it myself. I was mad because I told him to call the police thinking that the justice system was going to prevail in his favor. That lady was down there burning my friend clothes up. She gave all his Gucci bags, his Louis bags, all his name brand to her gay friend. And guess what? He still stood by her. Even after that, he left her for a minute. But the church, pray for your wife. Make your relationship work, pastor. About this, about that. Fuck y'all. What was y'all when he was going through this mental abuse? Guess what? He never slandered her. He never told nobody nothing negative about her. He ain't never tell nobody about the herpes. He ain't never tell nobody how she was cheating. He ain't never tell nobody none of that. Because he loved her. He loved her. But guess what? She loved him. She loved him. And this whole situation was premeditated. I'm going to tell y'all how I know. Because Shan was there. Shan know. Shan know. I'm so hurt. I got receipts to show y'all the text messages. And I was asking him not to go back at first. I said, you doing good. Good. You finally elevating. You finally starting to live life again. This lady was like a leech, like a suckling. Every time you turn around, you just trying to take a piece of him. He ain't want nothing but for her to love him, for her to do right by him. But I'm gonna tell y'all how it came up into these last past days. And I'm finna get up off here because I didn't say enough and I'm just upsetting myself even more and more. But that was the domestic violence victim, my friend that this woman murdered. Yeah, she killed him. She shot him in the eye in front of his child and shut the door on him like he was a piece of paper. And I'm going to tell you, as long as I knew my friend, he never, every time he was with, like I told y'all, he always was with the kids. Sunday, we talked every day for hours, like for real, hours. And you got 24 hours in a day. We're going to talk about 6 to 12 of them things. And everybody named mama know it. We be laughing and everything. Like, I'm still in disbelief because it don't seem right. It's not fair. I thought I would have left before my friend, because my friend lived a righteous life. He was a real man of God. You know, and everybody know, get what? He get tired, he gonna block it. He ain't even finna block. That's what he gonna do, he gonna block it. He ain't even finna deal with you. But let's get to it. So, Sunday, I talked to my friend. The house was quiet. And I said, where the boys at? He said, oh, she took him down to her grandma's house. And I said, oh, I'm laughed off and know that the lady downstairs or whatever witchery is she do, got eggs and shit hanging all over the house. Y'all Google the eggs over the wall. And he took one of them eggs down one day. I gotta reflect back. He took one of them eggs down. And that lady had a fit. She had a fit. Do you hear me? Somebody keep the baby quiet. And
allegedly, Miss Ann, she's a friend that was there and witnessed a lot of stuff. Now, I'm going to just say this about what this woman is saying. I'm going to be so honest. I'm sorry. You know, it always appears the truth. Sometimes, you know, pick the wrong side of the fence. I just got that reputation. But this is the thing. This lady telling this stuff, nothing sounds made up to me. Like, nothing she's saying sound made up to me. I mean, she rambling and she going from this incident to that incident because it's probably a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's probably a lot. And she trying to get it all out. But I've listened to people make some shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the moment even. Because there's some good liars out there that can make some shit up like off the real. But I'm just listening to her. You know what I'm saying? And nothing she's saying sounds made up. some of the stuff is so outlandish, like the eggs on the wall or whatever the hell this is she talking about. It's so outlandish to whereas you would think, why would somebody make some shit like that up? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole lot to say. It's a whole lot you can make up about the woman, but the whole eggs and the witchery and the, I don't know, y'all. This might go a little deep. This might not just be one of those stories where everything is on the surface. This might go a little deep, but let's continue this. Let me see. We got like another 30 minutes. My God, today. All right, let's listen.
All type of stuff. She from a town called Adamville, y'all. It was a real true story on Lifetime about the witch from the city, and they got the witch standing up in the middle of the town hall and all type of stuff. So people like that you can't trust anyway. Okay, so that's what I said Sunday. That was the first time we talked. Second time we talked, she went off about him going to get his daughter. I ain't gonna say her name because she's a child, but she went off about him going to get his daughter. And he was like, can you believe she mad because I'm going to get my daughter? Now, remind y'all, she been in the house for a year. She ain't started talking to the neighbors 2 months ago. 2 months ago, you start getting the people at the church, them low-down ass people. Yeah, I said it, y'all, some low-down ass people at that church. I know y'all secrets. And y'all keep playing, I'm gonna air y'all ass out too. So she had the people at the church talking about working out with your wife, or this and that. I feel them getting soft. I try to tell him not to go back because he been doing good. He finally elevated, started seeing the light, started, feeling good about himself again, started getting his momentum and morale back, working for the funeral home, working at the church, doing his other little side hustles and his jewels and everything, feeling good about himself. I'm going to tell you, when the devil see you elevate, guess what? Everybody can't go where you're going. When you walking up some steps, you're going to leave some steps behind. And guess what? When you continue to carry that weight, and I'm going to tell y'all what he did. He poured into her cup. He did. He was filling her cup up and emptying out his. And she sat there and watched his social media, prayed on him. Every time you turn around, she looking. She see him doing good, see him going back out to eat, see him going on his trips. And she's like a suckling. Guess what? She ain't like that. Let me tell you why. Because she was miserable at home with them children. Them children she didn't want to put up with. The only reason she wanted to take his job because she thought he wasn't going to be able to stand on his own 2 toes. Because she wanted every piece of him to herself. She didn't want him to talk to nobody, want him to talk to no females. Where she from, she was a little popular. But everybody know the Aquarius are popular. So when he went down there, he took her a little light. She ain't like that. So now she feeling some type of way every time you turn around. You can find a reason to try to argue with him about something. She found a reason to try to argue with him about something. So let's go back into when she was mad about his baby. She was mad because he went and got his daughter. He said, well, it's Christmas time. I can't spend time with my child. Like, he loved his kids. So she was already mad about that. She already tried to start a little argument about that. Come around to Monday. The heifer go to work. She take the little boy tablet out the house. His son. She took his tablet. So you took his tablet, but you knew the baby was at home. Why? Want me to tell y'all why? Because she wanted him to come to her job. He said, well, she told me to come to the job and pick it up. I said, nah, don't go to her job. That crazy hell. Why would she take his tablet and he at home? Why? You ain't take him to work. Why would you go get his tablet and take it to your job? Like, make it make sense. Want me to tell you why? Because she was premeditating the whole thing. And she wanted them to say he was already at her job starting shit. She did. So she took his tablet to the job. And I told him, I'm the one. Sharon the one told him not to go. I said, he'll be all right until she get off. Don't go to that job. He'll be all right until she get off. Yeah, I said that. And guess what? He listened, so he didn't. So, come around. We talked. We last Monday. And she was all mad. She kept trying to find stuff to nitpick and fight about. But people say people with mental illness, if you got a mental illness, you're not even supposed to have a firearm. Let's classify that and clear that up. You're not even supposed to have a firearm if you got mental illness or if you really PTSD. Who the hell saw your gun? Why you got a loaded gun in the house with children from the beginning on that part? So let's go ahead and say that too. Why wasn't it in the case or in the lockbox somewhere locked up? So, okay. So after that, come around to Tuesday. Now, I remind y'all, I talk to my friend every day, multiple times. I'm at work. You know, she could stand because we talk, we laugh, and he gonna laugh loud because we laughing and we vibe. We on some whole other stuff. You know, that take his mind off the stress and frustration that she was putting him through. The mental abuse and the toll that was on his shoulder that he had to carry. Yeah, it took his mind away from all that. So it came around to, well, after that, this the day she decided to shoot my friend. So you already mad because the daughter there. You mad because the daughter there. What's her name on Facebook? Somebody know her name. Y'all put it up there because expose it. I ain't come on here for that part. But if y'all go on there, she on there probably watching. No telling where she at. I don't know if she in jail or not. But I'm telling y'all, y'all need to put y'all green up. We're going to do a balloon release for my friend. And we're going to have justice for the queers. My friend was getting mental abuse. He was. He was getting verbally abused. He was. He was getting physical abused. He was. And guess what? Nobody ever knew it. That go her name right there. Nobody ever knew it. So let's go on back into the story. So it come around to the day where she killed him. Well, she shooting. She shot him. His daughter was there. The little girl she didn't want there. The little girl that she wouldn't speak to. Kids on be the same way he accept your child. He wants you to accept him. And you don't want him to have his baby around?
Sorry, y'all. My Bluetooth disconnected and it made it stop, so I had to go out and come back in and froze my screen up. So let me bring it back up, y'all. Y'all put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me. I thought my Bluetooth was charging up, but it wasn't. It wasn't. Y'all put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me. Anybody? Thank you, Miss Ann. I appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna start it back up, y'all. Thank you, Naomi.
Let me tell y'all why. Because she didn't want nobody around that can talk. That's why she took her kid. So guess what? She took them to her grandma's house. The little girl she shooting. She shot him. My friend was getting mental abuse. He was. He was getting verbally abused. He was. He was getting physical abused. He was. And guess what? Nobody ever knew it. That go her name right there. Nobody ever knew it. So let's go on back into the story. So it come around to the day where she killed him. Well, she shooting. She shot him. His daughter was there. The little girl she didn't want there. The little girl that she wouldn't speak to. Kids don't ask to be here. The same way he accept your child, more than right, he wants you to accept his. He did for yours. He took care of yours. And you don't want him to have his baby around? Let me tell y'all why. Because she didn't want nobody around that can talk. That's why she took her kids, the two that can talk. Yeah, the little pissy two that tell everything. She didn't want them to tell on her. She didn't want them to tell the police. So guess what? She took them to her grandma's house. And she was mad because he brought his daughter down. Because she didn't want nobody there that can talk. She already premeditated this from when she was calling, trying to get him back 2 months ago, to where you stayed in the house a year and you didn't talk to your neighbor until 2 months ago. All of meditated and planned for him. There was her little plot to get him back up in there. But her whole plot was to kill him because she knew she didn't want nobody to have him because she couldn't have him. So that was her whole plan. So this little girl, my friend, baby, was there, y'all. I'm telling y'all, that's the person that's on my heart the most because getting traumatized as a kid. I seen my brother and my cousin get killed when I was 9. And you know, it's hard seeing something like that. And they got killed by a drunken driver. And this your daddy. To her daddy is her hero because he saved her. You know. So my friend, despite him being shot in the eye, she tried to argue. Like I say, she been making up reasons to argue all week. May I remind y'all, the same person that shot my friend, woman, called us already. Anybody know the police gonna tell you to stay away, go sit down, don't come out, you know, stay out the way. But guess what? She ain't do that. She ain't do that. Guess what? He told Adeline, come on, let's go. Put this baby in the car. And this lady shot my friend in the eye in front of his child. Stood there, look, and shut a damn door. After you call the police, you telling me you go outside and you decided she tried to argue. Like I say, she been making up reasons to argue all week. May I remind y'all, the same person that shot my friend, this woman, called the police already. Anybody know the police gonna tell you to stay away, go sit down, don't come out, you know, stay out the way. But guess what? She ain't do that. She ain't do that. Guess what? He told Adeline, come on, let's go. Put this baby in the car. And this lady shot my friend in the eye in front of his child. Stood there, look, and shut a damn door. After you call the police, you telling me you go outside and you decided you just gonna shoot him. Then you want to tell the police you trying to do no, bitch. You weren't trying to leave. Because anybody know, the Aquarius know that 9 times out of 10, when he put his children in the car, he ready to go. He finna ride. He finna go. And guess what? That's what he was doing. He was leaving. He was leaving. You ain't give him the opportunity because you was mad. Because you want everything your way. Guess what? He gave it your way. It ain't even McDonald's have it your way or Burger King, whatever the slogan is. Whatever the slogan is, it's not that. You was jealous. You didn't want him talking to nobody. You manipulative. You sneaky. You sleep with everybody. That's sad when you can't be in the town and half of the men you slept with. I guarantee you there's some niggas on here right now that smashed him. But this the first lady of y'all church, though. This the person y'all grabbing and hollering about being the first lady of the church, though. The first lady didn't even care about the church with her wild hair ass. She didn't care about the church. She didn't care about none of the people in the church. My friend used to get her to come into the church. Even when they had one of their ceremonies, you out there individually singing or not, thanking people. When I went into the church, let me tell y'all this story. Look, it's so much. It's so much that happened within his last little 2 years with this helper. But like I said, he didn't do that because he only loved her. So that's why he never slandered her or told the truth. But let me tell y'all, I went to the church. Everybody, can somebody please put down that? What do the first lady sit in the church, y'all? Do anybody know where do the first lady sit in the church? I'm going to ask that question first. Can somebody tell me where the first lady sit at in the church? Okay. So, we all know the first lady sit on the front pew. Not Miss Dayay. So, let me tell you, I never spoke to her. In 2 years of her dating my friend, I never spoke to her. When she was here, I got the messages in my phone, make it I might post a lot of shit that y'all need to go read, because like I said, it could be a book. But let me tell you, so I go to the church when my friend got his church. I always go wherever he preach at. I'm going to go visit at least once. I might don't go twice. I go to a lot of different churches, but this particular day I'm in the church. Okay, I go visit. I had to go to Georgia because I was going to get my hair did by Benji, y'all. Yeah. So he was in Georgia at the time, and I was going to Georgia, but I had work that night, and everybody know we be working long shifts. After I got out of church, after I got off work, I drove down to Elba. Let's talk about Elba. I drove down to Elba. So I go to Elba. I go inside the church, and everybody know I'm not going to sit on the front pew. I'm not going to sit in the middle because, I usually go when I get out work and I might be, but I try to listen if it's a good word. My friend was a preacher, y'all. When I tell you that man could preach and he was spitting bars, we preachers, you like, like, don't mess it. But I got to do something to make myself because I know he wouldn't want me up here crying. So I'm pretty sure I didn't get a lot on back. So we go to the first lady sit on the first pew. Y'all, I kid, she was pure evil. I'm telling you, she was the devil. She the Antichrist. And look, that little face, it'll fool you with her wild ass, them toe-up ass lace fronts, and them thick ass messed up eyelashes that make her look like something out of Living of the Dead movie. But we gonna go back to the story. So I'm sitting down, and I sit back. Look, I feel, you know how you feel eerie? I get eerie feeling. Knowing that Miss Diana about the church that she made him, so I didn't know the lady was outside, and the hairs on the back of my neck started sticking up, and I'm like, maybe it's kind of cold in here, like everything pulling away from my arm and stuff, like static. And if you're an anointed person and you walk by faith and not by sight, because a lot of people don't understand when you pray, let go and let God, He made transformation happen. When I tell you, my hair on the back of my neck stood up and on my arm. The door open. The ladies in Elba, they gonna cater to the first lady. She had a baby, she walked in. That's just how long it been, y'all. I went to the church once, and I'm telling you, something ain't right down there with them old hypocrites. Yeah, I called y'all hypocrites, and I'm gonna stand on what I say, because I'm about business when I say it, and I mean I'm gonna tell you the truth. So, I sat down, and the first lady didn't go to the front. She sat right across from me. The whole time, preaching. If you had positive intentions about anything that's going on in that church, you wouldn't be trying to seek attention for nobody. If you really was a woman of God, you would be up there with your husband. That was my friend. But because I never spoke to her, she tried to be intimidating. She tried to manipulate people. And she sat right across from me. And the whole time, I'm sitting there looking and I'm clapping. I'm tuned in. And I can feel her. And I see her out my peripheral vision. Just like if I'm on this side. She sat right across from me. She was like, so let me tell y'all what I did. The people in the church know I got up and left. So if they see me, they gonna know my face. So I was at the church and she was over there just staring. She didn't even blink. And I had a real eerie feeling. So I didn't want to get up in the midst of my friend preaching. So I was like, I was gonna wait until they do like the collection play offer or whatever, and donate my little money and get on up out of there. So they had a break. That's my icemaker, y'all. So they had a break. And she was a real wolf. She got a dark spirit, y'all. And if I'm telling y'all she got a dark spirit, she got a dark spirit. Don't let that light skin smile, her fool you. Insecurities. Closet full of clothes. But you burn my friends up. You burn your shit. You want to have to tear your own stuff up. Don't go tear his stuff. Tear your stuff up. So, let me tell you. So, it come around to where she's sitting down in the church. So, when I was to church, I listen, go ahead and go. The praise Lord to take pictures. Lord, he gonna have to get a picture. Look, let me take a picture. He gonna get his picture. So, he's sitting there and he come on down there. They had like a little break on over, like a Sunday school break. The church a little weird because you have our service, then y'all going into other stuff. They just being money home because you ask for money in this service. Now y'all want to ask for money again. Y'all ain't nobody but y'all got issues with there. People you need to look at many you point back at something. So it go around to I tell him, I'm like, well, I gotta go get my hair did. I just got off work. And he's like, yeah, I understand. Let me tell y'all what this heifer do. So she stood up in the middle of the aisle so I could walk by her. I went the other way and went on out to my car, and I just had to steal it. But are you okay? And he said, man, let me tell you what she doing. She was down my friend throat. She chewed him out. She temper tantrum, cussed him out. She read a book. But a son of God. You was just sitting in these folks' church, being the first lady on the back pew. But she cussed out. Anytime a person accuses you of doing something, it's because they doing it. Anytime a person have negative intent on your heart, your life, I'm telling y'all, get the hell on. Pray for you before you start praying for somebody else. Heal you before you try to heal somebody else. She been sick since she was a child, mentally. Absent parents and absent situations and stuff going on with her. She told him that she was before when she was younger. So you looking for that void. You trying to feel that void. You trying to feel that hunger. You trying to feel that urge that you got inside. So now you trying to justify this why you sleeping with everybody. Y'all meet. Because of the simple fact, you been hurt. But not one time did you take and think, I'm hurting him. Guess what? Not one time did he sit there and slander her name and tell nobody all this stuff that she been doing. But even though the church was forcing him, they slept in 2 separate beds, because she had herpes and shit, not once. Up until she even went in, when she shot him in the eye, shut the door. My friend, y'all was shot in the head. He was shot in the head. And he still managed to open the car door because it was on child lock to get his baby out the car to tell her to run to the neighbor's house.
No, I can't. I can't. Let me say this. Now, if you listen to this friend speak, okay, she speak about the lady being envious and jealous hearted, and we could tell by looking at this preacher. We done seen the clips. He was a dapper. He was a dapper dude. He looked like he dressed up something. Most ministers do. They had them suits, and he looked like he had an air about him. You know what I'm saying? And as far as her being envious or jealous of, his attention and things of that sort, maybe the way he looked, the way he dressed, I don't know. I will say this though. If I would had to shoot somebody, if I was forced and was defending myself and fear for my life and I had to shoot somebody, to be honest, and we ain't even talking about if it's a husband or somebody that you love or so-called love, but to shoot him in the face, in the eye, in the head, that's on another level. That's on a whole nother level. And then to do it in front of the daughter now. If he was outside, I gotta investigate this, y'all. I gotta go deeper. Because if he was outside at the car and she came out the door and shot him and went back in the house, I'm trying to see what the imminent danger was. Because you have to be in imminent danger to claim self-defense. And then his daughter was in the car. And if I'm not mistaken, I think she said now the news is reporting that they were, the way the news talking is like all the kids were there, but she's saying, if I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, She's saying the other the other children wasn't there. It was the little girl. I don't know. I'm gonna listen to this again. Uh, not on live, but on my own time, and then I'm gonna go do some research. Okay, I'm gonna play it. We got like 8, about 15, 14, 15 minutes left, y'all. If they in a rich neighborhood, there's got to be. Oh, of course, and it's probably footage on their house. Cause if you saw the picture, if you saw the clip, they stayed in a pretty nice neighborhood. That house was nice. So yeah, the thing about what people don't realize is this: a lot of times when there's not an immediate arrest, they tend to think that the person is gonna get off. You damn right now, you shit, them be the ones, you know. But a lot of times when charges are not pressed immediately, people tend to think that there will never be charges, or the person not gonna be charged, or the person getting off. That's not necessarily the case. And I'm gonna state a case right now that's going on right now that I got to get back into because there's a lot that happened. The Ramika Meeks case. Everybody was wondering why Holly Johnson was not arrested. She was not arrested. People were screaming justice for Ramika. Everybody was saying it wasn't self-defense. She shot her. She shot her. She shot her. And it took how long for that girl to be arrested? But she's locked up now. See, the police have a way of doing things. Like they investigate and things of that nature. They got to do their job. Sometimes they don't have enough to arrest somebody like right off. But as they investigate and gather evidence, send it to the grand jury, then a lot of times there are arrests that come months later. So I don't know what's gonna happen with this one. It's just a little weird. The story she's telling is just a little weird. But yeah, we gonna talk about it. Let's listen.
The police, it was all premeditated 2 months ago. You didn't start talking to your neighbors 2 months ago. Want me to tell you why? Because you wanted them to say that you was a good person. But thank God the neighbor was smart enough to tell the police the truth and tell them how you got mental issues and you disturbed and you got bipolar issues. You ain't never been a whole year. 2 months when you get my friend to come back, you start talking to the neighbors. You didn't want his child to be there, but y'all been together how long? You ain't never drop your children off of your grandma's house. All of a sudden, the day you kill him, you didn't drop your children off of your grandma's house. I made the joke to my friend. I said, I hope she ain't down there trying to kill you. And then him started laughing. The whole time, get what? You was. You succeeded. But you gonna do some time. God ain't sleep. And karma do exist. And you gonna get yours. I ain't even saying nobody gonna do nothing to you. If you sit there and rot in jail all your life, you ain't even think about it. You took a man from his child. You took a brother from his siblings. You took a son from his parents. You took a pastor from his church. You took a friend. You didn't care about none of that. Now you want to holler victim. And I'm telling you, everybody that's running around saying, oh yeah, he did this to her. Somebody, I'm going to tell you what made me go live. Somebody told me today. They said, well, yeah, I heard such and such died. I said, well, yeah, he passed, Then they said, well, he was already, he had 3 V cases. I said, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Anybody get mad that you can go sign a warrant. Anybody get mad that you can go sign a warrant. That lady burned up that man's clothes. Gave his shit to her friend, her gay friend. So he had to deal with watching her gay friend watch his stuff. Forgave her. Took his stuff to the little green dump bins that be outside the stores. Donated, throwed all his clothes up in there. Made him lose his job. It wasn't good enough. She took his life and still lying. And then it's people like y'all. Yeah, I'm saying y'all, because I don't know who all on here, but it's somebody on here that's running around with he got that messed up. No, he didn't. He never put his hands on her. The only scar she had was the scars on her calf. And I'm going to say it 2,000 times. The only scars she had was the scars on her calf from herpes. Yeah. But y'all ain't know none of that, though. Y'all ain't know that my friend don't have a record. When he was in the hospital, he was under protective watch. He ain't have a record under an alias, because he ain't have a record. But what y'all don't know is the person that y'all running around here protecting and talking about and make it seem like she a saint, she do. Wonder what she done did. Who she done did it to? That's questions that y'all need to ask yourself. While the church running around here asking, is anybody checked up on? Hell no, we ain't checked up on her. I'm talking for the whole family and every friend and every co-worker, everybody he done been involved with. Y'all crazy ass check up on her. She probably sleeping with half y'all husbands. Let me tell you why. That's what she do. She broke. She hurt. She tormented mentally. A hurt person don't know nothing but hurt. A hurt person don't know nothing but hurt. That's what they do. They be out to hurt people. They be out to hurt people. My friend can't tell his story, but Shan will. And for all the people that was running around saying that he whooped on this lady, he put his hands on his lady, even though he beat herself up. He wouldn't even know. Now, just like your child, baby ain't got nothing to do with what you feeling. Her whole plan and motive from the beginning was feeling. You think she cared about an anniversary? The only thing she wanted, she got in his DM, is because he was popular, people liked him, and she wanted to become somebody bigger than what she is. That's the only reason why. Guess what? Y'all go on her page. She ain't wear her wedding ring. Guess what? I know where the wedding ring at. But guess what? My friend ain't never took his off. He loved her dirty draws. He loved them kids. He loved his children. She had, let me tell you, Saturday, she started trying to argue with him about a ring. Because he asked, like, why you don't know where your ring? I was on the phone, I know. But guess what? He ain't never take his off. Despite how manipulative she was, how many niggas she ran across, how many people she slept. Guess what? When she supposed to came home from work, this lady ain't show. She ain't show. Them children was asleep when she came. She's coming out drunk. She even told the police that he drunk. And guess what? Police see a light-skinned person, and she's smiling and playing the victim role and acting all hysterical. Whose side you think they took? But she was a liar. Ask me how I know. Because during the time she went out, my friend was on the phone with me. He didn't do nothing but pray for her. He was in the devil's den. And he still kept his faith. He used to tell me, you just need the faith the size of a mustard seed. The size of a mustard seed. All the way until he died. He prayed, he preached. But one thing about him, boy, he'll whip a scripture out on you. Blink over eye. Look, you going to the Holy Ghost up and now, you know. So that's all I really wanted to say. And there's plenty of details. And guess what? I got all receipts. And anybody know receipts? I got them. I got them. I ain't come on here for no drama. I ain't come on here to feud with her folks. I don't do none of that. Where I'm from, we don't waste our oxygen. I'm not finna be with these incompetent, low vibrational people of hers, people on social media, everybody that want to lie. I'm not finna put up with it. I'm not finna say nothing. Let me tell you why, because I was there for the whole thing and I know the truth. She know I know the truth. I know every person my friend blocked. I know why he blocked them, when he blocked them, and how. I know everybody that he didn't deal with. Everybody that talked about him. And he never stood up saying nothing back to y'all. Want me to tell y'all why? Because he was a real man of God. Despite how hurt he used to be, I used to hear my friend. I know he was hurt. I was more mad about a lot of situations than he was. And he never gave up on his faith. He kept that Bible. He kept them scriptures in thought. No matter how many demons he ran across, he never gave up his faith. He never stopped praying. He never stopped filling people's cup up that wasn't deserved of it. All he did was know love. Let me tell you why. Because God is love. I told him, your first intuition ain't nothing but God, because that's love. You ever did something, then you turn around like, dang, I knew I should have did that. Want me to tell you why? Because that was your intuition. Every time he got on here and prayed, he did his Wednesday in the Word. You ain't see 1.K1 people up in now. But guess what? Y'all gonna see him up in here for this. Y'all, love your people. Communicate with your people. Talk to your people. Don't let drama come in between what you know is right. Don't allow nobody to dictate who you are. Stand for something or fall for anything. My friend, the only victim he was is victim of loving a woman who didn't care enough to love him. The only victim he was is to domestic violence because she murdered him. He never told none of her secrets. He never was out to hurt her. He just loved her. He had faith in her. But don't go around trying to make a person out to be who you need them to be, accept them for who they truly are. Person show you their true colors. You better listen. I ain't on here to preach to nobody. And I love all y'all. And we're going to do a balloon release, so please stay tuned. I hope half of y'all be up in that balloon release like y'all on here watching this. If not, send some condolences or something to his mother, his daughter. Pray for her. Pray for her. She lost her daddy. And she say, my dad, my hero. Look, he saved me. That man collapsed after he opened the door on the back of his seat with his eyes rolling in the back of his head. That baby saw all that. She witnessed all that. She witnessed somebody shoot her daddy in his eye. And then the only thing the police could keep questioning her is how you saw it.
I'm curious. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe she finna answer because I'm curious. I'm curious as to how she know that. Okay, I'm finna listen. Maybe she finna tell it, but yeah, I'm curious as to know. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it and the way she's describing what happened that day, I am curious to know how she know that he opened the door for the daughter and all that. Let's listen. It's about to end, though, y'all. It's like I'm sitting here watching Tubi. It's got 4 more minutes on it, y'all. We're gonna listen.
That baby saw all that. She witnessed all that. She witnessed somebody shoot her daddy in his eye. And then the only thing the police could keep questioning her is how you saw it. Through the damn windshield. How you think? She could see. So everybody that talking about DV, yeah. It was a domestic dispute. But it went on her behalf. It was on my friend. It always have been. Men get violated too. Men get violated too. And that's what I don't like about the justice system is they quick to run to a woman need, and I'm a female. But when it comes to a man, they'll overlook it. They'll overlook it because it's a woman. No, a lot of y'all millennials and a lot of y'all women out there in today's time, y'all ain't like the grandmas and aunties back in the day. Y'all ain't like them, period. That's why a lot of young folks in their 30s are already grandmas. Because it ain't like it used to be. I'm just going to say it. Y'all be more verbally abusive and y'all more worse than a lot of these men out here. Y'all horrible. And as a woman, as a mother, as a sister, I pray for each and every last one of y'all. And I pray that this message reach somebody. So when y'all sit down and share and talk about my friend, that's what y'all need to talk about, how good of a father he was, how he saved his daughter for somebody that shot him in the head during the time he was shot in the eye.
In the weeks following the tragedy, communities in the Wiregrass area in Montgomery came together in sorrow. Church members filled social media with heartfelt memories, thanking God for the guidance and love Green shared during his time leading the congregation. People gathered for prayer vigils, holding candles and standing in circles to lift up prayers for healing for the children, the family, and everyone touched by the loss. Fellow pastors spoke openly about the pain, with one close friend saying Green was simply human, a devoted father and husband who left this world too soon. Across the region, leaders and everyday folks expressed shock, sharing stories of how his outreach work brought light to many lives. Meanwhile, as we move into early 2026, the Dale County Sheriff's Office continues its work on the case. Officials have stayed quiet on new details, and no one has faced charges so far. In situations like this, when self-defense might be involved, evidence often goes to prosecutors or a grand jury to decide the next steps. For now, the focus remains on supporting those left behind and remembering a life dedicated to faith. This heartbreaking story serves as a reminder that struggles can hide in any home, and help is always needed for those facing tough times. We will continue to follow this developing story closely and provide timely updates as new information becomes available. Our goal is to keep you informed with accurate, verified details about the investigation, the individuals involved, and the ongoing legal proceedings. As authorities release more information, we will bring you the latest reports, statements from the community, and any official developments regarding this tragic incident. That's a wrap on today's case. But the story doesn't stop here. There are countless voices still unheard, stories still in the shadows. We're dedicated to digging deep, exposing the facts, honoring the victims, and keeping their memories alive. Hit subscribe, like this video, turn on notifications so you're always first to know when a new case drops. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.
All right, y'all. This is gonna be it for today. That's gonna be it for today. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow on this one. Gotta come back tomorrow on this one. Gotta go and see what I can. Oh my goodness. I'm going, I'm going to TikTok, I'm going to Facebook, I'm going to all that. So, because YouTube got some stuff on it, but I don't like these YouTube content creators sometimes. They get on my damn nerves. But anywho, thank y'all so much for supporting this live. If you didn't tap the screen, hit the like before now. Please do it on the way out. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all for the support. And if y'all see anything on this, if y'all see anything on this that you think I need to see or react to or put in the live stream, please send it to my email. Y'all know my email. Please send it to my email, okay? Because I don't see everything. With that being said, y'all, I'll see y'all later on over in Simpleville. Like I said, once again, I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all having a blessed, beautiful day. And until next time, Truth Seekers stand up and we out. Y'all be good. Thank y'all.